The most important thing that we're going to do for anybody that we help is to make sure that they become medically stationary before we settle their case or before we even try to resolve their case. And medically stationary is both a medical and a legal term, but what it means is that there's at some point in time, we know what your injury is, and more importantly, we know how that injury is going to affect you in the future. You can take 10 people who have been diagnosed with a soft tissue injury and line them up, and those 10 people are going to have 10 different outcomes. Some people will get better in a couple months, some people will take a year to get better, and some people are never ever going to get better. And there's a big difference between those three cases. Obviously, a case that is, or an injury that's going to affect you the rest of your life has a higher value and there's more problems associated with that. And so by saying that we don't do anything for you until you become medically stationary, that we don't try to resolve your case until you become medically stationary, what we're saying is that there's going to be a point in time where your doctors can come back to us and tell us, look, here's the injury that the person sustained, and more importantly, this is what's going to happen to them in the future. You may have future medical expenses. You may have to drop out of the workforce at an earlier age. These are all questions that need to be answered before we attempt to evaluate and resolve your case. The reason is that once you settle a case, it's over and done with. There's no going back. If you were to sign on the dotted line today and take money for your claim and find out tomorrow that you were never going to be able to work again, or you were going to have $1 million in medical expenses, there's no way to undo that settlement. The biggest mistake that people make in this situation is to settle their cases before they really know what's wrong with them. And I've had, every year, I get 1 or 2 phone calls a year from people that call me and say, look, I resolved my case with the insurance company and then we found out later that I need surgery or that I'm going to have some wage loss, and can you help me to reopen that case? And the answer is always the same. No matter how unfair it is, when a case is settled, it is settled.